Good afternoon, YouTube. What's going on? It's Mesa Fail back at it with some Destiny. Time to go over my top 10 favorite exotic adept weapons from all the raids. Now, in this video, warning, subjective content, completely my opinions, and I'm going to put in a quote-unquote missing factor or criteria I think a lot of people don't include in their videos. However, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your top 10 or what are your favorite adepts that you like from all the raids? Now, that missing factor from a lot of reviews is the fun factor. Why is everyone going to focus on, is it the best gun? Does it have the best range, the best impact? Look, guys, it's about fun. I'm going to bring up the Vex Mythoclast, and that's not included in this because it's not an adept. But the Vex Mythoclast, it looks cool, it sounds cool, it is cool. It has terrible recoil, and it runs out of ammo. But you know what? The gun's a lot of fun, and I like using it when there's some sort of solo modifier, or I'm just running around in patrol. So I just wanted to get that out there. But hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section what your favorite adepts are, and let's jump into it. Coming in at number 10, it's going to be Fever and Remedy Adept from Wrath of the Machine. This is the solar hand cannon. So it's got an impact of 81 and a rate of fire of 22. So it's kind of like a palindrome Ice Luna in terms of rate of fire and impact. But it is solar, and you have reactive reload and quick reaction, which means after you get a kill and reactive reload is procced, you also get kind of like a speed boost. It's almost like Battle Runner, basically. And if you're looking at the timer for the Nightfall in there, ignore that. I just went into the Nightfalls with all my solo weapons and spent a lot of time testing them out in various situations. But I did not like this thing at first. But you know what? Once you get used to it, and you gotta reload as quickly as possible, there doesn't seem like to be there's any leeway. As soon as you get the kill, press reload. If you wait even like a second or two, it's not going to proc. Reactive reload and quick reaction. So pretty fun gun. And for solar, am I going to use it all the time? Well, let's get on to the next adepts. Coming in at number 9 is going to be ATHOEN's Epilogue, another gun that I slept on originally when I first got it. But here I am just testing out in the Nightfalls, playing around with it where it was Void Burn. So this thing's got persistence, it's got a glass half full, it is just a bullet hose. And yeah, there are better Void choices out there, but this thing is a pretty good shred machine. I wouldn't use it on majors or ultras or anything like that, but for ad control, and especially in the raid, it's really good. Even the non-adept version, it's got Oracle Disruptor, does take down those oracles really fast. And let's say you're in the Oracle stage before the Templar, it comes in handy because it'll waste oracles, and also those annoying Minotaurs, they have void shields. Coming in at number 8, it's going to be from King's Fall, the Doom of Kelkus, whatever you call it, from King's Fall. Another void weapon, and it does bonus damage to Taken. So this one rolls with, obviously, full auto, cocoon, which means when you stow it, it will reload itself. Also, I think I go with small bore on it. So this thing's awesome for Nightfalls. It's pretty decent if you have to reload it. I mean, look, all the raid weapons from King's Fall are meant to use the cocoon perk, which means when you stow it, you reload it. It's great for specials, and it's great for your heavy, but when it comes to your primary, the reload animation, it's not too bad. It does get annoying sometimes, but it does hit pretty hard. I like that it's full auto, and it does bonus damage to Taken. So void situations, and when you have to deal with Taken, pretty good weapon. I like it. Coming in at number 7 is going to be the Smite of Moraine from King's Fall, the Pulse Rifle. This one's the archetype that's like a hopscotch pilgrim in terms of rate of fire and impact. But it's solar this time, and remember, like King's Fall weapons, they all do bonus damage to Taken. Now, the Adept version is going to come with Firefly, which it goes hand in hand with the fact that it's solar. Because remember, Firefly explosions do count as solar damage. When this was originally out, the kinetic version, non-adept version, I would always get the glass half full version, and I never really was a big fan of the recoil pattern on this thing, but once you get used to it and use it enough, this is just me just playing around with it in patrols. Here I'm just going to take this shield down really quick, solar shield, that's it, gone. I wouldn't really use this thing on strikes against major ultras like other weapons, but at the same time, it's a fun gun to use. Alright, and the reload's not that bad. You know, most of the King's Fall weapons, they reload is slower than molasses, okay? So you want to actually take advantage of the cocoon perk, but the reload's not that bad on this thing. Coming in at number 6 is going to be the Vision of Confluence Adept. So Solar Burn, Ascend Moment, Perfect Balance. What's not to like about this thing? You would figure it'd be higher up on my list. Trust me, you'll understand when you see when we get to the top 4 or 5. What's not to like about this thing? When it's Solar Burn, this thing just one bangs a lot of enemies. It's really good damage, but I gotta be frank, guys. I actually use my non-adept Vision of Confluence more than I do this, especially in the raid. Because when we do the raids, look, I want to have Sleeper Simulant. Well, especially Vaulted Glass, right? I'm going to want to use Vision of Confluence non-adept to take out oracles, to take out ads. I'm going to want to have my exotic slot open for Sleeper Simulant. But this thing is great when it comes to Nightfalls or anything with the solar modifier on it. But just does not make the cut in terms of being one of the top 5 or even top 3 for that matter. Coming in at number 5, it's going to be the Fang of Ryut Adept. Now, this is the Ark Scout rifle you get from Crow to Zen. In year 1, I love this thing, and I like it now. So it's Arc Burn. It's got a rate of fire 37 and 48. So it's just like the Vision of Confluence when it comes to its rate of fire and impact. It's got Third Eye, it's got Hive Disruptor, so it does increase damage to Hive Majors, but the footage you're looking in the background, it's a weekly Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist. Doesn't look like it's doing that much damage, but Specialist is on. This comes in handy when it's Arc Burn and you have Specialist. I don't know you guys, I'm sick of having Specialists for modifiers. I imagine if we get small arms in Arc, this thing will just destroy. But you also have Spray and Play, which I love because I just empty the magazine, get the quick reload. You have target mark in it where enemies hit by this weapon are briefly highlighted. Why did they put that in there? We all thought in year one that you were supposed to mark the sword bearer with it. When he goes running off, you know where he goes, but I think that's a useless perk. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of why would they put that perk in there, target mark. You also have Field Scout, which doesn't work anymore. High caliber rounds and perfect balance, so I go with perfect balance. I wish this thing had the OES sight. That'd be the only thing I would change about it, but other than that, this thing is awesome and makes it number 5. Coming in at number 4, it's going to be the Steel Medulla Oblongata. This is from Wrath of the Machine, and it's Void Burns. Here I am again, fiddling in the Nightfall with it. So this thing's full auto, it's got great stability, it hits pretty hard, it's got a rate of fire of 66 and impact of 14, so it's like the Smite of Moraine, but you have a main perk called Sign of 4, so landing 3 bursts on a target causes the 4th burst to do extra damage. And I think that's the main reason why I put this up higher on the list than the Doom of Kelka's Adept. Just because at Sign of 4, listen, this thing shreds when it's Void Burn and you're just clearing out ads. But also, if you do have a Yellow Bar or Major Ultra, that Sign of 4 does come in handy because of the fact that it's going to do extra damage on that 4th burst. Now, if you tack on Smart Drift Control and Hand Laid Stock, you're going to get max stability. And in my humble opinion, Pulse Rifles don't suffer from the range drop-off that, say, hand cannons do. Nice Nova Bomb. Did I get him? Yeah, I did. That hand cannons do when it comes to drop off. So I really like this thing. Comes in at number 4. Here we go. We're going to go through the top 3 now. Coming in at number 3 is Chaos Dogma Adept, the Ark Scout rifle from Wrath of the Machine. Now, for me, this thing's a great boss killer, okay? Now, obviously, I'm using it in the Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist where Specialist is on, so it's not doing as much damage, but this thing is perfect because it kind of negates a little bit of Specialist. Remember, Specialist, your primary gets nerfed a little bit. So this thing's got pretty high impact, 61 for impact, rate of fire 27. But what makes this thing so good is if you've got good aim or you're laying on an enemy with a lot of crit spots, like namely a boss like this guy here, you got triple tap and triple double. So triple tap, rapidly landing precision hits is going to return 1 round to the magazine, but triple double, when triple tap perk is triggered, an extra bullet is transferred from your reserves in the magazine. So even though the magazine, it's got a decent amount of bullets, though, you just keep refilling your magazine over and over. That's why whenever we're doing like Golgoroth, well, actually when I do Golgoroth or anything like War Priest, I'll put on the non-adept version because obviously I want to use Black Spindle. But if it's Arc Burn and there's a boss with a big crit spot where my terrible aim, I can actually hit it, I'm going to use Chaos Dogma. So number 2 and number 1, this was a tough one because I love them both and they got some charm to them. But I'm going to throw number 2 to Genesis Chain Adept, the Solar Auto Rifle from Wrath of the Machine. So the clips in the background are from a Nightfall where it had solar burn, but I don't care. I like this thing everywhere, in patrols, in strikes where there's no burn, even in certain parts of certain raids. There's nothing not to like about this thing. Too many good things about it. So you got focus fire, so when you zoom and aim down sight and you fire the weapon, it's going to fire slower and give you more damage. But then it's got focus fire flies, so when focus fire is active, precision kills are going to give you the Firefly perk to proc. Now, like things like the lamp section of Crotazan or anything with a lot of ad control comes in very handy. The lamp section, if I'm not using Necro Cheese, I'm going to use the Genesis Chain. You also have Whirlwind's Curse, so it's going to do bonus damage to fall and give you a bonus agility when the weapon is equipped. So I go with Accurized Ballistics and I go with Hammer Forged. Recoil's not bad, reload's not bad. Love this thing. Comes in at number 2. Coming in at number 1, you probably saw this coming a mile away, and I'm sorry, Negative Nancy's, it is Fatebringer. The Negative Nancy's out there, this thing is trash. The range is terrible. Look, throwing explosive rounds makes up for the range, alright? Not everything has to have rifle barrel on it. What's not to like about this thing? Arc Burn, Outlaw, Firefly. If you're doing Vault of Gloss, you've got the Oracle Disruptor. This thing is awesome. Now, granted, I do realize with using explosive rounds, I do see the Firefly Outlaw perk proc a little less, but hey, I'd rather have a little bit more range. I think it was Dado that pointed out initially when this weapon all dropped and did his review on it, that the explosive rounds makes up for the range drop-off. So this thing's killer. It comes in at number 1, and I love this thing. And I even use my non-adept version for certain parts of the raid if I want to throw on an exotic. So that's it for this video, guys. Do me a favor. Let me know in the comment section what your top 10 10 are, or just your top Adept weapons in general, or is there one particular that you're gunning for that you haven't got yet? So do me a favor, drop a like this video only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube. And before I'm out of here like Vladimir, May 18th, I'm going to play Destiny 2 in Los Angeles. Keep it locked in here, turn on notifications. I will be uploading content that day. And that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.